And consumer behavior has come into sharp focus given the current dynamics around spending and trade. Analysts have expressed wide-ranging views on trends and a forecast on the economic environment. Laurian Venter is the sales director at OneDayOnly as a platform, and she joins us for this discussion. Thank you so much for your time, Laurian. Let's first go through the trends that are forecast for this brand new year, given the activity that we saw in the latter parts of 2023.
Hi, well, it's lovely to be with you this morning. There's no doubt that South Africans are feeling more financially stressed than ever before. And so the way that we shop has changed. Definitely over the COVID period, many people swapped from really shopping solely with brick-and-mortar stores to actually shopping with brick-and-mortar stores and are now actually shopping online. So that's really one of the biggest trends that has happened over the last couple of years. But I think specifically in these tough economic times, there are a few trends that we can see. And I think the first one of it is that shoppers really are set on saving. And all retailers have got to make sure that they are offering value offerings for their customers, and especially on big ticket items like TVs and couches and new beds, etc. It really is something that people are saving for, they're thinking about for a long time, and they're going to be out there shopping for great deals. People don't just go into one shop because they like the sales assistant anymore. They now look around, they shop around online, and they see where they're going to get the best deal and where they're going to get the best price. So it is very important for retailers to make sure that they are meeting that need by giving amazing savings.
Now, let's delve deeper into how retailers can make more gains by leveraging on the current dynamics of the sector. So much has changed, like you referenced, from the times of COVID-19, but the biggest issue now is affordability.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think the kind of products that people are buying is also different. During COVID as well, we started with everyday essentials. We put a little tab there that we would start selling things like toilet paper. I never thought we would sell that on OneDayOnly. But out of necessity, we started selling it. And what we've realized is that convenience is king. So while people are buying a TV or some amazing headphones or some cool products on OneDayOnly, they're actually then going into the everyday essentials and throwing in some of those items. And the thing about that is that you can really save. So, for example, on the toilet paper, it is 56 rolls. And so it's a massive sort of bulk purchase, but you're saving 21%. And on something like that, where you are buying it as a commodity that you have to use every month and that you have to buy every month, when you can see those kind of savings, those are the things that customers are looking for.
That sounds like a win-win. At the same time, though, we must then mention that convenience has played a big part of the change that we are seeing with regards to how consumers are spending and what their preferences are. How does the retail space then grow this particular market? We've seen retailers in food going into markets that were traditionally used by maybe clothing retailers only.
Yeah, I mean, it just means that every single retailer, whether you're an online retailer or a brick-and-mortar retailer, has to be adaptable and to work with things. And, I mean, if you look at all households, they really are doing a big part of their spending is on the essentials just to get by. And then, the other products on top of that are really the wins. I think obviously, in December, many people were fortunate enough, not everybody, it wasn't a good year for a lot of companies, but many people did get bonuses. And so it does mean that where they they have been saving up for the year, and they have been looking at those big ticket items and saying, okay, cool, we really need to upgrade this in our home. And so then they are putting that money aside and putting those things out there. But again, they are really shopping around to look for a great deal.
And what are the prospects of sustainability with a model of this nature? At times, it's seen quite popular abroad, but in South Africa, it's still a developing type of tool in terms of the retail space, given that not everybody is able to tap into this type of trade.
Well, I mean, the reality is that many South Africans have got access these days to mobile sites, etc. And as I say, not everyone has got access to the internet, but people who have got access to mobile sites. So apps are a massive trend. People are definitely logging on, they are looking for apps, they're looking for that sort of interesting factor of ways to save. And I think one of the interesting things is that 25 of the top 25 most downloaded apps, many of them are actually retail apps, above even things like Netflix, Facebook, and Uber. So, people are spending an average of 9 hours and 38 minutes daily on their phones. That's a crazy, crazy, crazy number. But retailers definitely do need to be sure that they are swinging to meet that need, to make sure that they have got an app for people. The convenience of people being able to shop anywhere and at any time has really added to the appeal of apps. And then, of course, you've got the convenience of just having things delivered to your front door. I think the reality is that for South Africans, our petrol prices have gone up so crazily. Even to pay for parking has gone up so much. So although, it used to be sort of a really nice Saturday morning event to go to the shops, people just aren't really enjoying that anymore. They want to be outside, they want to be with friends and family, and so they want to save on petrol, save on parking, and save on time, and have things just delivered straight to their front door. So with an app, for example, it's so easy for them to be able to do that.
Lastly, in your view, what would be needed to remove bottlenecks? I mean, load shedding is just one of the negative contributors. Currently, we also have the logistical challenges where it is quite difficult. You have to jump through hoops to ensure that goods make it from the ports to maybe a brick and mortar shop, as well as even those delivery demands that you have to make. We rely on that particular system of shipping and having goods transported on rail and freight. What are your views with regards to those bottlenecks that sometimes in the South African economy are seen as shooting ourselves in the foot?
Yeah, I mean, load shedding really makes life very, very difficult. You go to the shops, half the shops are closed. I know a lot of people have got generators these days, but just trying to get there, the traffic lights are down. So they really do create some major, major bottlenecks. And if you can actually just sit online quickly and order it does make a massive, massive saving. The really funny thing is, and a massive trend that we're seeing is the sales of load-shedding type items, and it is a big, big, big category in our business. So things like power stations where you can actually power up your TV and a light, and you can charge your phone and your laptop, etc. I mean, we sell the EcoFlow ones. We've got Risen. We've got a lot of great brands on that. But load-shedding lights, load-shedding generators, all those kinds of products are actually a very, very big part of our retail business these days, which, 3 years ago, it wasn't on the radar at all.
Interesting insights. Thank you so much for your time. Laurian Venter is with OneDayOnly talking to us about trends that are expected to continue in the economic dynamics of the retail space in the year 2024.